Well, come back to Coin Cash King Information Channel, where ordinary coins turn into extraordinary treasures. Today, you're going to discover 5 Australian coins that could shock you right out of your seat. Some of those coins, if sitting unnoticed in your collection or pocket change, could be worthy. That's not a typo, and no, you don't need to be a millionaire to own one. You might already have it and not even know. We're about to uncover rare designs, mysterious mint errors, and stories that tie Australian history right into the palm of your hand. And trust me, every single coin we're about to explore hides a surprise that could leave you speechless. Now, before we jump into the first Australia 1 cent 1985, take a moment to look at your change jar, your dresser drawer, even that old coffee can in the garage, because racing to check if your coin matches one of these rare, mind-blowing finds now, I'm ready when you are. Go ahead and send me the first coin picture or details, and I will start crafting its story with all the drama value and excitement pocketed in. Now take a closer look at this coin at first glance. It looked like any regular Australian coin. In Today, we are diving deep into the fascinating world of Australian coins and focusing on one of the most sought-after pieces in the market today, the Australia 1 cent coin from 1985. Now, you might be wondering, how can a simple 1 cent coin hold such big value in today's action market? Well, the truth is, this coin has become a hidden treasure for collectors worldwide. In fine condition, this coin is considered a rare gem, and its desirability continues to grow as more and more collectors enter the scene. So sit back, relax, and let's explore why the 1985 1 cent coin is creating waves in the numismatic world. The Australian 1 cent coin was first introduced in 1966, the same year Australia transitioned to decimal currency. The coin carried a long history of everyday use for eventually being withdrawn from circulation in the early 1990s. The 1985 issue in particular holds a special place in the timeline. Produced at a time when the Australian economy was shifting and coin production numbers fluctuated, the 1985 1 cent has since become harder and harder to find in top condition. This historical context adds to its charm, making it more than just a piece of bronze. It is a link to an important chapter in Australia's monetary story. One of the striking elements of the 1985 1 cent coin lies in its design and presentation. On the obverse side, we see the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, a timeless representation of Australia's heritage. On the reverse, the detailed depiction of the feathertail glider, a small native Australian marsupial, sets it apart with its intricate artistry. This design was a true celebration of Australia's unique wildlife. Over time, coins like this, especially in fine condition, develop distinctive surface tones, sometimes a rich brown or soft reddish hue, that enhance their individuality and beauty. Collectors often look for these naturally aged patinas as signs of authenticity and character, and the 1985 issue stands out brilliantly in this regard. What truly drives the 1985 1 cent coin's value today is its rarity. Unlike more common years, the 1985 mintage was far more limited, and even fewer examples have survived in fine condition without heavy wear or damage. This scarcity has placed it on the radar of collectors who are constantly hunting for pieces that elevate their collections. Fine condition coins from this year are particularly in demand because they strike the perfect balance between age and preservation. Every scratch, every patina tells a story, and yet the coin's details remain sharp enough to make it highly collectible. With more collectors competing for fewer coins, demand continues to rise, turning this humble 1 cent piece into a high-value market item. Now let's talk about the part that excites every collector, the current market value. In today's action market, the 1985 Australian 1 cent coin has been fetching impressive prices depending on its condition. A fine condition example is not just seen as pocket change, it is now considered a small investment. Collectors and dealers alike place significant $207,000 value on this coin, often competing in auctions and private sales to secure it. The price has been steadily climbing because supply cannot keep up with the growing demand. As more people recognize the rarity and historical weight of the 1985 issue, its market value is only expected to move upward, making it a coin to watch and to hold on to for future appreciation. For those looking to get their hands on this remarkable coin, here are some helpful insights. First, always aim for coins in the best possible condition. Fine and very fine examples are already valuable. But as the condition improves, so does the dollar value. Secondly, make sure you acquire coins from reliable sources, dealers, auctions, or trusted collectors because authenticity is key. Another smart strategy is to hold on to your 1985 1-cent coins rather than rushing to sell. The market is heating up, and patient collectors often see greater returns over time. Lastly, display and store your coins properly to preserve their beauty and prevent any damage, as condition remains one of the biggest drivers of price. In conclusion, the Australia 1-cent coin from 1985 is far more than a tiny piece of bronze. It is a historical treasure, a unique work of art, and above all, a rare collector's item that has become incredibly valuable in today's action market. Its limited mintage, fine condition appeal, and strong demand have pushed its value into a higher league. For coin lovers, this is a must-have piece that represents both history and opportunity. If you are lucky enough to own one, treasure it, because the future looks bright for its value. And if you are still searching, now's the perfect time to join the hunt and add this incredible coin to your collection to subscribe my channel. Next, queen number 2. Today we're going to take a close look at a very special coin that has been gaining a lot of attention in the collector's market, the Australian 1-cent coin from 1976. Now, at first glance, many people might think of a 1-cent coin as something small, ordinary, or even insignificant condition, rarity, and the historical story it carries with it. And this 1976 1-cent piece, especially in fine condition, has all the right ingredients to be considered a treasure for coin enthusiasts worldwide. In today's video, we'll explore the background of this coin, its unique design and features, why it is considered rare, what makes it so highly demanded in the auction market today, and finally, we'll talk about its dollar value in the current collecting world. So stay tuned, because you are about to learn why this coin is far more than just a tiny piece of copper. It is a big player in the world of numismatics. The Australian 1-cent coin was first introduced in 1966, when Australia officially transitioned to decimal currency. Replacing the old system of pounds, shillings, and pence, the cent coins brought in a new era of modernized money for the country. The 1976 1-cent belongs to this important chapter of Australia's coinage history, and it represents not only the everyday spending habits of Australians in the 1970s, but also the cultural and artistic values that were engraved into these small copper pieces. Designed by Stuart Devlin, who was famously titled the goldsmith and jeweler to the Queen, the coin features the iconic feathertail glider possum on its reverse side. This design quickly became a favorite as it beautifully showcased Australia's unique wildlife, giving the coin both national pride and international recognition. The obverse side features the young portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, capturing a snapshot of the monarchy's presence during that era. Over the years, millions of these coins circulated, but what makes the 1976 edition stand out today is not just its age, but also the scarcity of fine condition pieces that have survived decades of use. One of the standout features of the 1976 Australian 1-cent coin is its striking design, which embodies both simplicity and elegance. The reverse side showcases the delicate yet detailed engraving of the feathertail glider possum, a tiny marsupial known for its ability to glide gracefully from tree to tree. The level of artistry that Stuart Devlin put into this design is remarkable, especially considering the coin's small size. The possum's fur, tail, and body details are captured with incredible precision, making the coin more than just currency. It is a miniature work of art. The obverse features the regal young portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin, which was used on Australian coins during that period. When you hold this coin in fine condition, the brilliance of its copper tone, the crisp details, and the smooth surfaces really highlight its craftsmanship. Unlike modern coins that often use advanced machine techniques, these older coins have a unique vintage charm that collectors love. Every tiny detail, from the date 1976 to the sharp lettering, contributes to its desirability in today's numismatic circles. What makes the 1976 Australian 1-cent coin so valuable today is not just its age, but the rarity of finding it in fine condition. Remember, this was a coin meant for everyday use, passed through countless hands, used in shops, schools, markets, and more. Over time, most coins from this year became heavily worn, scratched, or corroded. However, the pieces that have survived the test of time with sharp details and minimal wear are the ones that collectors are eagerly chasing. Demand for these coins has skyrocketed in recent years as coin collectors, both in Australia and internationally, look to complete their sets of pre-1990s Australian currency. The fact that 1-cent coins were officially withdrawn from circulation in 1992 only adds to their rarity and desirability. Since they are no longer being produced, every single coin that exists today is part of a finite supply. And as more collectors enter the market, competition for high-quality examples only increases. This surge in demand has pushed the 1976 Australia 1-cent coin into the spotlight, making it a must-have for serious collectors. Now, let's talk about what everyone is eager to know: the current market value of the 1976 Australian 1-cent coin in fine condition. While it may have started its life as just a single cent, in today's auction market, its value is measured in real dollars, and in some cases, impressive figures. Collectors are willing to pay far beyond its original worth, with prices climbing depending on the sharpness of detail, lack of corrosion, and overall preservation. In fine condition, these coins are often valued significantly higher than the average circulated piece. And when they appear at auction, the bidding can be surprisingly competitive. In today's collector-driven market, it is not uncommon to see strong $200,000 values being attached to these coins, as people recognize that they are not just buying copper, they are investing in history, artistry, and rarity. The growing awareness of Australian decimal coins in international markets has further boosted their value, making them a hot item not only locally, but globally. For those who are either new to coin collecting or already seasoned enthusiasts, the 1976 Australian 1-cent coin is an excellent piece to keep an eye on. If you're fortunate enough to already own one in fine condition, my advice is to handle it carefully, store it in a protective case, and avoid exposing it to moisture or rough surfaces. Preservation is key, as even small scratches or environmental damage can affect long-term value. If you're looking to buy, try to source from reputable dealers or trusted auctions to ensure authenticity and quality. Keep in mind that demand is increasing, so the earlier you secure one for your collection, the better chance you have of benefiting from future value appreciation. Also, remember that coins like this are not just about their monetary worth, they're about connecting with history, owning a piece of national heritage, and enjoying the beauty of craftsmanship that will never be reproduced again in exactly the same way. To sum it all up, the Australian 1-cent coin from 1976 is far more than just a small piece of copper. It is a rare, historically rich, and highly collectible treasure that is making big waves in today's coin market. Its background ties into the important story of Australia's transition to decimal currency. Its design showcases the beauty of the country's unique wildlife, and its rarity ensures that it will always be in demand. In fine condition, it has become a sought-after gem, with strong dollar values attached to it in the auction world. For collectors, it represents an opportunity to hold on to something that combines history, art, and financial value all in one. If you ever come across a 1976 Australian 1-cent coin, don't overlook it. This tiny coin could be one of the most rewarding pieces in your collection. Next, queen number 3. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and highly sought-after coins in Australian numismatics, the Australia 1-cent coin from the year 1990. This little coin, though small in size, has grown in reputation and demand among collectors across the globe. Its rarity, its condition, and its story have made it one of the most talked about pieces in recent years, and in today's market, its value is rising higher than ever before. If you have this coin sitting in your collection or hidden in a drawer somewhere, you could be holding on to a piece of true collectible treasure. The Australian 1-cent coin has a rich history that begins back in 1966, when Australia introduced decimal currency. Designed with national pride, the 1-cent coin carried with it an important symbol of the country's wildlife. By 1990, this coin had already become a staple in the hands of Australians. But what makes this year special is how these coins have aged, and how collectors today look back at them with such admiration. The 1990 issue came at a time when changes in minting techniques and future coinage reforms were beginning to take shape, which now adds another layer of historic importance to this piece. It represents not just currency, but also a snapshot of Australian life and history at the end of the 20th century. What makes the 1990 Australian 1 cent coin truly unique are its iconic details. On the obverse side, we have the elegant portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Maklouf, which is a standout feature of coins from this era. On the reverse, the charming image of the feather-tail glider, one of the smallest gliding mammals in the world, designed by Stuart Devlin, brings life to the coin and ties it directly to Australia's rich natural heritage. Even in fine condition, the sharpness of these designs stands out, with the raised details and the texture of the coin showing the quality of the minting process. Each 1990 coin that survives in fine or very fine condition carries with it this artistry, which continues to impress collectors and enthusiasts alike. The 1990 Australia 1 cent coin is now considered rare, especially in well-preserved condition. Over the decades, these coins were used heavily in daily transactions, which means most of them show heavy wear and tear. But when you come across one in fine condition, it becomes an immediate standout piece. Collectors worldwide understand the challenge of finding these coins without significant scratches, dents, or discoloration. The survival rate of high-quality 1991 cent coins is much lower than you might think. And this scarcity is precisely what drives its demand sky high in today's action-packed coin market. Every year, the collector base for Australian decimal coins grows, and coins like the 1991 cent, with their perfect balance of age, beauty, and condition, become centerpieces in serious collections. Now let's talk about the part that excites everyone, its market value. In today's collector market, the 1990 Australia 1 cent coin in fine condition is gaining significant attention, and the $230,000 value reflects this demand. Prices have been climbing as more collectors enter the market, and auction results consistently show strong interest. Depending on the exact grade and visual appeal of the coin, these pieces are fetching high bids and are increasingly being treated as investment-grade collectibles. What's fascinating is that coins once seen as everyday change are now commanding real value in the collector world, and the 1990 issue is among the top performers. This is a strong signal that the coin is not just valuable now, but is positioned to appreciate even further as time goes on. If you're a collector or even someone just starting out, my advice is to pay close attention to the 1990 Australian 1 cent coin. First, always check the condition fine, very fine, or uncirculated examples hold the most promise. Make sure the details of the Queen's portrait and the feather-tail glider design are still visible and crisp. Secondly, when storing these coins, protect them from humidity, rust, or discoloration by using proper coin holders or capsules. Many collectors are also beginning to see this coin as part of a broader investment strategy, so holding on to one or more of these can be a smart decision. Stay active in online auctions, numismatic fairs, and collector communities, because that is where opportunities to secure rare finds are most likely to appear. So there you have it, the story of the Australia 1 cent coin from 1990, a small but mighty piece that carries enormous value today. From its historic roots and unique designs to its growing rarity and surging market value, this coin is a true gem in the world of numismatics. If you have one in fine condition, you're holding onto a treasure that collectors around the world are seeking with growing passion. With proper care and patience, this coin can be both a personal keepsake and a valuable asset. The demand is only growing stronger, and the time has never been better to appreciate, collect, and invest in this remarkable piece of Australia's coinage history. Next, Queen number 4. Today, we are diving deep into why this small copper coin, often overlooked in the past, has become a big star in the numismatic market. Despite its humble appearance, the 1972 1 cent coin in fine condition is now seen as a treasure, with high demand in auctions and private sales. In this video, we will explore its history, background, unique features, rarity, collector demand, market value, and even share some valuable tips for those who want to own this rare piece of Australia's coinage history. To truly understand why the 1972 1 cent coin is so valuable, we need to look at its history and background. The 1 cent coin was first introduced in 1966 when Australia moved to decimal currency, replacing the old pennies and half pennies. Designed by Stuart Devlin, Australia's official coin designer, the 1 cent carried the iconic image of the feather-tailed glider on its reverse, while the obverse displayed the profile of Queen Elizabeth II. By 1972, the production numbers of this coin were dramatically lower compared to other years. This makes the 1972 issue stand out as one of the scarcest coins in the entire 1 cent series. It's this lower mintage and the survival of coins in good condition that make it such a collector's gem today. The unique features of the 1,972 1-cent coin add to its desirability. Made from bronze, with a beautiful reddish-brown copper tone that has aged gracefully over time, it is not only a piece of currency, but also a piece of history. Many coins from this year have acquired rich patinas and natural toning that give them a distinctive character. The obverse shows the elegant portrait of a young Queen Elizabeth II, while the reverse carries the detailed artwork of the native Australian feather-tailed glider. The craftsmanship of Stuart Devlin shines in this coin, and for collectors, this design is a timeless symbol of Australia's numismatic artistry. What truly fuels the excitement around the 1972 1-cent coin is its rarity and the conditions that drive collector demand. The mintage of this coin was limited compared to other years, and because 1-cent coins were in everyday circulation, most of them became heavily worn or lost over time. Finding a coin from 1972 that has survived in fine or very fine condition is incredibly challenging, which is why collectors are always eager to bid when such pieces appear at auctions. The coin's age only adds to its mystique, and with each passing year, fewer of these coins remain in collectible condition, further pushing demand higher. Now, let's talk about the current market value of the 1972 1-cent coin in fine condition. In recent years, the coin has commanded strong prices in the numismatic market, often selling for many times its face value. Collectors are willing to pay significant amounts of money to secure this piece, and in today's auction market, its value is seen steadily rising. Depending on the exact condition, even a fine-grade coin can attract bids in the $212,000, while higher grades can fetch even more. This is why many experts consider the 1972 1-cent coin a small but powerful investment, with the potential to continue growing in value as demand increases. For collectors who wish to add the 1972 1-cent coin to their collection, there are a few important tips to keep in mind. Always look for coins that have been well preserved, with as little wear as possible, on the details of Queen Elizabeth's portrait and the feather-tailed glider. Coins with rich natural toning, without heavy corrosion or damage, are especially prized. It's also wise to purchase from trusted dealers or established auction houses to ensure authenticity. As demand grows and prices rise, this coin has become not only a collector's dream, but also a smart investment opportunity. In conclusion, the Australian 1972 1-cent coin in fine condition is far more than just a piece of bronze change. It is a rare and highly desirable collectible that tells a story of Australia's history, craftsmanship, and numismatic culture. With its limited mintage, distinctive features, and increasing scarcity, it has become one of the most sought-after coins in the Australian decimal series. Today, its big value in the auction market proves that even the smallest coin can hold incredible worth. For collectors, investors, and anyone passionate about history, the 1972 1-cent coin is a true treasure worth chasing. Next, queen number 5. The 1966 Australian 1-cent coin is one of the most talked about and highly desired treasures in the world of numismatics. For collectors, investors, and coin lovers, this small bronze coin carries with it a story that stretches across time and history. Though modest in size, its rarity, condition, and increasing demand in today's market have transformed it into a coin of big value, making it one of the most attractive pieces for anyone who wishes to own a slice of Australia's rich monetary past. In this video, we will dive deep into the history, unique features, rarity, and the current market value of this coin, and also share some expert tips for collectors who are aiming to add this gem to their collection. The story of the 1966 Australian 1-cent coin begins with a very important year in Australian history. That year marked the introduction of decimal currency, when Australia made the huge transition from the old pounds, shillings, and pence system to the modern decimal system of dollars and cents. The 1-cent coin, introduced as part of this shift, holds a historic place as it was among the very first decimal coins Australians ever held in their hands. The year 1966 itself is special for coin enthusiasts because it represents the dawn of a new era in Australian coinage. Owning a coin from this landmark year is like holding a piece of history that shaped the nation's modern economy. The unique features of the 1,966 1-cent coin make it stand out instantly to collectors. On the obverse side, we find the young portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machine, which itself has become iconic and widely admired for its elegance and detail. On the reverse side, the coin displays a striking image of a feather-tailed glider, a small and fascinating marsupial native to Australia. This design by Stuart Devlin, the official coin designer of that era, highlights Australia's dedication to showcasing its natural wildlife and heritage on its currency. Made of bronze, the coin not only carries artistic value, but also a natural charm that has only grown more attractive with age, especially when preserved in fine condition. What truly fuels the excitement around the 1,966 1-cent coin today is its rarity and condition. While millions of 1-cent coins were originally minted, over the decades most have either been heavily circulated, lost, or melted down. This has drastically reduced the supply in the collector's market. Now, finding a 1966 1-cent coin in fine condition is becoming more and more difficult, and this scarcity has pushed demand through the roof. Collectors from all over the world are constantly on the lookout for these coins, and those with clean surfaces, sharp details, and minimal wear are considered absolute treasures. It is this rarity, combined with the historical importance of the coin, that makes it highly sought after in auctions and private sales. The current market value of the 1966 Australian 1-cent coin reflects this strong demand. Depending on condition and desirability, $209,000. In auctions and collector markets, a 1966 1-cent in fine or very fine condition can attract enthusiastic bidding wars, with values climbing into significant dollar figures. What makes this coin particularly exciting is that even though it was once considered a simple, everyday coin, today it has evolved into a valuable investment. Collectors and investors alike see it as a piece with both historic and monetary worth, and its value only continues to grow as fewer fine-condition examples remain in circulation. For collectors interested in acquiring this coin, there are a few tips that can help ensure success. First, always pay attention to condition, because coins in fine or very fine state are the ones most in demand and bring the highest returns. Second, make sure to buy from trusted dealers or reputable auctions to guarantee authenticity. Finally, consider the long-term investment potential of this coin. As years pass and as fewer coins remain in fine condition, the value is only expected to rise. Owning this coin is not just about completing a collection, it is about holding an appreciating asset that connects you directly with a defining chapter of Australian history. In conclusion, the 1966 Australian 1-cent coin is far more than just a small piece of bronze. It is a rare and highly valuable treasure that captures history, art, and investment potential all in one. Its role as part of Australia's very first decimal coinage, its beautiful wildlife-inspired design, its scarcity in today's market, and its increasing demand from collectors worldwide make it one of the top coins to watch. For anyone serious about coin collecting, the 1966 Australia 1-cent in fine condition is a must-have piece, one that is destined to grow even more valuable in the years to come. This little coin has proven that size does not determine value, and in today's action market, it stands tall as a big dollar coin that every collector dreams of owning and like to subscribe and share my Chanel Happy Collecting.